job ain't finished. Your job ain't finished. Make sure you come ready to go this next week. How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to what has been a very long and crazy day here in Kansas City as the Kansas City Chiefs get ready to announce their roster cuts here. We are live. We are Four Guys in a Bar presented by Chiefs Blitz. I'm your host, Nick Athan. Next to me, my producer extraordinaire, Mr. Hense Todd with Bowtie Sports. You can check out his show every Saturday at 1 o'clock at Bowtie Sports on YouTube. Oh, boy. Well, before we get into all the news of the day, and there's been a lot of it, the three of us have been Mango and Hense and I have been yakking since this morning. A lot of things happening before we get to the cuts that we know about. Let's talk about our sponsors. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a trusted real estate advisor, someone who can walk you through the process of buying or selling a house in the greater Kansas City area, there is no man better than my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes. As we've chronicled on the show, he helped my wife, Emily, and I find our dream house. It took a long time. It took 9 months of searching, a lot of houses to see. He was patient. He and his team were fantastic. So if you want someone who's going to make sure that you get what you want, whether you're buying or selling a house, and someone who's going to negotiate on your behalf and always have your best interest in mind, go no further than Eric Haynes. Call him at 816-729-3785, or you can email him at esellskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who.
That is correct. And next up is my beautiful, amazing wife, Emily Athan. She works for a company called U.S. Health Advisors, a part of United Healthcare. So if you're looking for someone who can help you with a health insurance plan that fits your budget, that fits your family, or if you just want someone that can help you consult, she's the person. So whether you're an individual, you're self-employed, a business owner, or part of a family, give her a call today for flexible health coverage and get a custom quote. You can reach her at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
I think we're going to have an appearance by Emily on the show on Friday.
Oh, boy.
That's
right.
I think it's quite possible.
Hey, where's young Joker at? Huh? What are we doing here?
You went there.
He's out of here, gentlemen. The man is out of here. It's a done deal.
Almost as happy as Mango was when Juju came back.
That's right. Happier than a bowl of Lucky Charms. You hear me?
The personal vendetta against our boy Young Joker.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens when the waivers come across and the Arizona Cardinals put a claim.
I would deny that, sir. I would deny that. We don't need that type of person on our team, sir. Yeah, man. You know what? Hey,
Zay Jones is suspended the first 5 games or whatever. Yeah, they're going to need somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, listen. Whoever we get is buried in Tony. Whoever we get got. Guys, listen. His work ethic sucks. His work ethic sucks. And it showed. The Chiefs knew it. Y'all knew it.
Yeah.
Bo, you knew it. Everybody knew it. See, what happened was Bo was like, I took pictures with the guy. He's a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody young joking with the mixtapes. You know, Nick was like, no, he's cool. Damn all that. It's over.
All right, Mango, put him up there. Put the known cuts that we have.
That's right. Let's get
I got them coming in.
All right.
The first cut we're going to talk about is, one everybody's talking about now is, Darius Toney, man. Lou was rooting for the kid. Lou was wanting the kid here, but, it just didn't fit well, man. It just didn't fit that well. He didn't make the roster, he didn't make the cuts. And,
as they say, he cut himself.
It was a slow wound, guys. It was a slow wound that had to be done.
That's what it seems so far. Kadarius Toney, you have You know what I mean? You know, Irv Smith, you know what I mean? He's out of here. You got potential some more guys that's on this roster bubble. And from what I'm hearing is, you know, Patrick Mahomes is choosing his receiver room very wisely. You know what I mean? He's the guy that's choosing his room. So you can't get mad at nobody else if your person that you want.
Well, let's put this in reality. There are cap ramifications. There is, you know, fit within the system, fit within the coaching staff. But, you know, I think Patrick's got a pretty large say in how things go, but there's still other factors that have to be factored in.
Yeah. So the next time Patrick walks into Clark's office, he just reaches over and shakes his hand and say, "How you doing, partner?"
Yeah.
Hey, well, guys. Well, now the Chiefs are going to three-peat. Now the Chiefs is going to three-peat. Now we're going to three-peat. We have no excuse. MVS been gone. Now KT's gone. Guys, it's time.
Yeah, we've straightened out the bottom of the wide receiver room, so we are ready to roll now.
Rock and roll. Right. Now we can talk real football, guys. I'll be talking about the real team now. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well, you know, about some of the other guys that have been listed as cut.
But you know, some of the guys is listed as cut, but we have a little bit of what?
Breaking news. We had a lot of breaking news today.
The baby bringing it today.
The baby is on it. The baby said
he needs a Chiefs Blitz tat on his forehead.
The baby said, you know, the
he's
tight
too young
end
for that, Nick. Come on, man.
You know, he's been signed by the Kansas City to be traded from the Cowboys to the Kansas City Chiefs. What to say about Noah Gray? You know what I mean? Is they going to use him as a long snapper? Is they going to use him there? But hey, Patrick Mahomes again is choosing his group very wisely. So, you know what I mean?
This is an interesting move. Hendershot does not have stats that are going to light you up. But he was great at Indiana. I think he was the franchise leader in career yards and touchdowns and tight end for Indiana, which, you know, they've been around a long time.
It seemed like the entire room, all four guys were mostly receiving tight ends.
Yeah.
And I think this kid is more of a blocker. Dallas had kind of a glut at the position.
Yep.
So I guess from that perspective, it makes sense. They were going to cut him. They'll take a 7th round pick any day of the week.
2026 pick, I think.
So
y'all thought he's just a pure athletic blocker.
Well, I think he could be a long snapper in a pinch too. So I think that might have something to do with it. Well, we don't know if Winchester's going to start, you know, the season. You know, it's still up in the air.
And get this dude.
And then Noah Gray did an admirable job just kind of filling in. So I think there was an ulterior move, but I think you're right, Lou. They needed a tight end. They needed a Blake Bell kind of blocker who can occasionally catch a pass. You know, he's going to give it his all.
So, you know, from what I'm hearing from the baby, you know what I mean? And, you know, it was a little more breaking news.
We're gonna go over the child labor laws here soon.
No, we're good.
He is so overworked.
We're good.
Today.
He's dressed for
so overworked.
The baby also, you know, in the middle of the night.
This seemed like a long time ago now.
Yeah, it really
it seems like so long ago. The Cardinals didn't want to trade for you know, Kadarius Toney in the trade, so you know they sent the 7th round pick to get you know, this guy, you know. So
Thomas, Cam Bam, like he's a good guy.
I'm pretty sure that is his given name. That is his given name. This guy. Cameron Thomas. He's a good 3-4 outside linebacker. He'll play DN for the Chiefs. San Diego State.
Got a good quality. Yeah, you got a good quality pick with him, man.
He's really
young.
solid.
Yeah, he's
young. 23 years old, I think, or 24, 23, 23.
Go ahead, Trey.
Now, here's the thing with Cameron Thomas, man. Y'all got a good guy over here, man. Got a hard worker, man, a blue collar guy, you know, that learned under Wyatt. He's a good dude, man. Good character guy, man. Fit really well with what the Chiefs want to do, you know. So yeah, you got a quality guy on your team, man.
Yeah, I mean, he had 3.5 sacks his rookie year in 22. He didn't have any sacks last year. Now Watt was not there, so that might have had something to do with it. And then he kind of, you know, he's more of a defensive end, and they had him play a lot of linebacker in their 4-3, and it just didn't work. Yeah. And so I think this was a really good move. The Chiefs are going to be thin at the position until Charles Omenihu comes back, probably after the bye week. You know, he'll be ready to rock and roll and play football again. So that'll be good. You know, this is kind of a guy. He's a Mike Dana guy, as far as I'm concerned. They're kind of like the same mentality. There's some things they do really well, and there's other things they don't do as well. But I like Cam Thomas. I thought this was a good trade. So, Veach is out there making deals. I don't think they're done with adding guys, even if they set the roster today, which obviously we're waiting. We're waiting for the report to see, who
I think
makes the final cut.
Both trades are guys that he probably had pretty high on his list when they were coming out. I mean, Cam Thomas, I mean, he's not going to wow you with a lot of quickness or a lot of different moves. He's more of just a motor guy. Yep. And I think if you see that, I think Nick Jacobs had a couple of clips on Twitter overnight of him during the preseason. I think he had like 3 sacks in the 2 games that he played. So maybe they were kind of showcasing him a little bit. Yeah. Granted, it is the preseason. They don't count. But the guy's got a high motor. And I'm sure somebody that Joe Cullen can't wait to get his hands on. And they get him straightened out. And he's under contract for the next 2 years for just over $1 million each. So,
well, I'm going to say this.
It's
like,
a good move.
He's going to flourish under Chris Jones and them guys, because when he was playing with J.J. Watt, I think that was his rookie year when he came with J.J. Watt when he was playing with us. The man can ball. Like, you put him around Chris Jones and the man's going to ball. The man got a high motor. The man is very active, so he is going to ball, man. So I think, to me, that's a good pickup for y'all, man. Because like I said, Spax is a good rotational guy. Fits this scheme very well, man. He can rotate him in and out. You know what I'm saying? The man, like, again, he has a high motor. Yeah, and you need that. So.
And speaking of motors, guys, we had one guy that we thought that had the potential of being one of the great receivers coming from Clemson. And that's Justin Ross. What do you guys think about him being released?
Pissed off. I'm pissed off.
Getting cut.
Yeah, this is a tough one because again, you see all the potential of, like, say, a Kadarius Toney, but I think a little bit better mindset and kind of it just was an injury thing. So I don't know, but with the missing pieces here with him, he just, after a couple of years, you think now he's kind of got to the point where he can make the 53. I mean, they still may bring him back on the practice squad. I mean, you would think, and again, maybe just a storybook type thing, but for like Jacksonville to grab him, go back with Trevor Lawrence.
That's right.
Play for Doug Peterson.
Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas over there. I see it.
You don't have a ton of depth there. I mean, they brought in Gabe Davis. I'm not sure if he's like an every down guy. I mean, Brian Thomas, great pick. Christian Kirk is still there, but I don't know really behind them what they have. So this would be a really cool move. And I guess maybe just me looking out for a guy that I really like. But heart of hearts, I'd rather that somehow he makes it onto the Chiefs practice squad.
And I think he's a good player, man. I was rooting for him highly. He just don't fit. Remember, I said it earlier in the show, a couple of shows ago. I was like, he ain't used to Andy Reid's scheme, man. He's not really used to that. I feel like he needs to go to an offense that's going to have him to be a playmaker. Get him out there, get him outside one-on-one. Go out to let him go one-on-one, go get the ball, and them type of guys. Yeah. Like, for real, like Joe Burrow is a guy that's gonna throw the ball to you and let you go out there and get busy. T. Higgins, Chase. If he was to go over there with that, it fit him very well. Just go up there and make a play on the ball. That's all he is. Go up and make a play on the ball, stretch the field. That's who he is. So
yep. So
let down for Kansas City. I'm pissed off though.
Looks like per Adam Teicher with ESPN, Mecole Hardman is making the 53-man roster. And as we all said, the baby was right. Oh wow! Breaking
Brandon. Oh,
you better call Jerry right now. Send him a text.
Actually, call Veach. Call Veach.
Brandon Rice has been cut, ladies and gentlemen.
I told you, bring him to the Chiefs.
But no, he's not coming to the Chiefs.
Hey, from what I'm hearing from the baby himself, as I was looking at the phone, the baby was calling me and telling me that, hey, it's going to be a surprise pickup move from there. But again, you better watch out for Brandon Rice.
Brandon Rice got cut.
I'm going to get my guy. I'm going to get my guy.
Yeah, I sent you some breaking news, Hense, if you want to post that up there too. It would be very timely for our good friend here at the bottom right of the screen. But anyway,
I got it.
But nonetheless, I mean, I still think there's a surprise cut coming from the Chiefs. I think Hense believes that as well. I'm not sure what that is, but yeah.
Well, if they go below 53, just to feel like, hey, there's a couple of guys out there that are available that we're gonna take. They probably won't do that, but those guys like 51 through 53 aren't safe for at least the foreseeable, maybe next 48 hours. Because depending on how the waivers fall or whatever, there might be some guys that they've had their sights on, and like he says, if we can improve the roster by 1% by making that move, we're gonna make it. So.
Man, listen. Well, let's get back to Bo with this Brandon Rice. He's not coming to Kansas. Why would he come to Kansas City? Why? What can he bring to Kansas City?
Again, like the baby.
What you mean again? What you mean again? What you mean?
Like the baby told me that Patrick Mahomes is choosing his wide receiver room himself. It's not up to the coaches, but Mahomes is choosing his room himself. But again, they let Mahomes is doing it. So, but we got a little more breaking news from the baby himself.
Just leave it up there.
We're gonna wear out this thing to death.
Well, we're going to get hit with child labor law.
Nah, we're good. All right, the tweet of the day. Per Ian Rappaport, the Dolphins will start Odell Beckham Jr. on the PUP list.
Whatever.
When Miami signed in May, they were aware this was a possibility due to an off-season procedure he had. OBJ has worked hard, but Miami
need to revise that 710.
Was
no, need to revise the 710
decision.
Listen, guys,
he will not take a snap this year.
Look, guys, listen. It happened. It's a story. It's telling a story right now, guys. It's telling a story. He's gonna come back in here and light up the NFL, man. Like he's getting himself together. Necessary surgery.
Hey, we got another new guy in here. This may be the best name ever.
I love this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bald-headed.
I'm bald-headed. Ask the question: is Powell making the team? It's our understanding he has been cut, but I think he'll be a practice squad.
710, OBJ 710, man, all day. Still, he probably going to sit because he's coming back motivated, guys.
No 710.
Don't hate. Don't hate.
Yeah. And John with the logic. Technically, you have a 50-man roster because 3 are Butker, Araiza, and Winchester. True enough, John. True enough.
Man, though, I am so excited that Tony has left the building.
Well, if we're going to take that logic, I think you can cross out the starting 5 offensive line. Patrick, we got about a 10-man roster.
I think you're going to have 10 offensive linemen.
I hear what you're saying, John, but yeah, I'm just saying the last 2 or 3 positions are pretty much kind of fluid for the next 48 hours.
Man, what is Dad Vet talking about? I'm glad we left what you say, ODB alone?
Yeah,
what you mean? What you mean? Y'all glad y'all left him alone? No, you should have picked him up.
Is that old dirty bastard? ODB.
Listen. I wasn't gonna say that though.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
It's supposed to be OBJ. Yeah, ODB. Okay. Hey, Lou, you here, Lou? ODB. I said, that name sound familiar. I said, that name sound familiar.
What is here you go. Here's a tease. What does Justin Ross have to do with Xavier Howard?
Right.
Stay tuned.
Clever. For real, I'm like, that is interesting. I'm like, what does those
That's very interesting.
do anything?
Hey, it's a lot that's coming because according to the baby, Xavier Howard is going to be here. Looking out for going through practice a little bit to see if the Chiefs. He's looking for a 2-year contract. Me and Xavier Howard probably gonna be on the Chiefs uniform before the day is over with.
No, I don't know about that. Okay, I'm gonna play counter move here. I'm not sure that's gonna happen.
True.
He does have an injury they have to deal with. They'll probably, I believe it's his foot, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like Xavier.
Yeah, Xavier. So if he comes in, they'll definitely do a physical. He'll meet with the defensive coaches.
Oh, he's starting off the rip though.
But if he comes in, he's 31. The Chiefs would almost acquired him when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but they ended up going with the Dolphins offer instead. The Chiefs offered a 2, and the Dolphins offered a 1. They really like him. Brett Veach has had his eye on him multiple times. So I think this is a good possibility because I think the Chiefs just aren't settled at the number 2 cornerback position. So we'll see. I mean, again, 31 years old, but he's still got some. You got cornerbacks in their 30s who are still productive in the league. So I would like to see this move.
I would like to see a move. I like to see a pickup. Just for I know you're looking for a 2, but he's gonna get that 1, and I'll give him that 1 year deal. Just to until the other guys get up there. But it's one guy that's on the on the out looking in is
old injured bastard. all right, Dave. All right, Dad vet.
We are looking. Also Prince has been released. Also from the running back room, I thought he probably would make the 53-man roster, but they look. Hey, the alligator kid, he came out.
Crocky J came to play, man.
Rocket.
Crocky J came to play. He said, "Hey, I'm not leaving no green grass left on the field for no one else. I'm going out there and I'm gonna make sure I get all my yards again."
The alligator guy. You know what I mean? Swamp thing.
So what do y'all think about? You think he's gonna make it back to the practice squad? What you think about that?
He might.
Prince?
He might.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs are going to add a running back, depending on what they do with Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my Chicago theory. I think I truly believe that's something that they would like to see happen, unless somebody of equal skill gets cut straight out.
Right.
But then again, you're kind of rolling the dice with waivers and just the claim process. So if Chicago's open to it, that would be a great move. Either Roschon Johnson or Khalil Herbert.
I like Johnson though. I think Johnson would be a good fit.
A lot of speed, Texas guy. I mean, that would be
good power.
Again, that would be more so the Jet McKinnon role.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like it though. I like it, man.
So now it's going to come down to Nico Hardman. We hearing that he's making the team. So now Sky Moore and it's going to come down to these two. Like I said yesterday.
Okay.
What's guys? Dave Tobe gonna, is you gonna go with Scott Moore or are you gonna go with Nico? So looking at the polls at the Chiefs Blitz put out there,
that's who it is.
A lot of people are rooting for Scott. For Nico. But do you guys see him making the team so far?
Yeah.
I think Sky. I think just Sky has the advantage because. He's been in the system. He's had some productivity. It's his 3rd year. I think he had a really good camp. I think with Nico, again, it kind of boils down to how much trust does Patrick Mahomes have in him versus Sky Moore, who knows the offense better. So I think
take your time.
I think Andy likes this kid a lot. He likes Sky Moore. And with Nico, I love him to death. I don't think he'll be claimed on an active roster. So I'm pretty confident that he'll be on the practice squad. And again, we just don't know what other moves, are pending. Powell was cut. I think they bring him back. I think Powell was one of the best wide receivers they had in games this year in the preseason. So, I give him a lot of. It doesn't mean he's got a roster spot.
There's got to be something missing from Nico's game because it seems like he did everything that he could possibly do to make the team. Absolutely. And if he's not on the team, again, there's something missing from his game. Or they just see Sky as this basically the same dude, but they drafted him and they just trust him more.
It's
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
He didn't get a lot of playing time in the.
He did not.
He didn't get a lot of playing time, and I think that's probably the reason that he did it, because I think they're stashing him. Mark Finocio, one of my partners in crime, from what I'm hearing, Sky will be in, and Nico will start the season on the practice squad. I think that's a.
Somebody got to claim Nico though.
No one's going to claim Nico.
Mm-hmm. You don't think so?
There's not enough good film. Now, I don't say it's necessarily political, but yeah, you tend to favor your draft picks. But you also tend to favor the guys you trade for.
It would be somebody like I said, like Veach liked somebody that liked him during the draft, but they weren't.
That's what I'm saying. Like from his tape, I mean, he got good tape out there.
UDFA, the Chiefs jumped in, signed him. Maybe somebody else was trying to sign him as well. It says, hey, we still like him. He's healthy now. So I think there's a good chance he gets.
It's like what in the tape that they're not seeing from Nico's, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not sealing the deals. Like, why is this so iffy with him, man?
Remember when Lou said, he said, we talking about practice. You know, we can do a lot of things in practice, but it got to show up on tape.
So what's the point of having practice then?
If it's not showing up in the game, see what's his name? They have Crocky J. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna be wearing the number 0. You know what I mean? But I'm dead serious. I think
you gave it to him.
Give it a number 0.
I haven't seen the image. I want to see the image, man.
Yeah,
I'll be putting it up pretty soon. But look at our 53 roster, man. You know, we kind of got it right so a little bit so far. You know, we looking at looking at the roster, but we got Patrick Mahomes and Carson Wentz. You know, they gonna make the team. Isaiah Pacheco, Carson Steele. We didn't see Prince getting cut. So that means Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to make the roster. You know what I mean? Marquise Brown, Rasheed Rice, Justin Ross. Not Justin Ross, but Justin Watson. So I don't know who's going. I don't know what spot he's going.
They put BJ Thompson on NFI, right?
What up, Freeway?
Anyone? BJ Thompson. He went on NFI.
Correct.
And then Omenahu is on the PUP list. Can you put multiple guys on the non-football?
You can designate 2 to return. Okay. So I think it's him and
Coach. To your point, again, maybe I'm repeating myself, but if they're looking at Sky and Remigio as 2 guys that are going to give you basically the same type of player,
right?
And Sky is a 2nd round draft pick that they made. And Nico was an undrafted free agent. Unless he played lights out so far and above that it was just obvious.
That makes sense, though.
Unless that happens, Sky may be the choice if that's the way they truly view him. And I don't speak from any knowledge. I don't have any sources in the building, but just looking at player for player, if that's it came down to those 2 and they have similar skill sets, the guy that got drafted in the 2nd round is going to stay. I mean, that's just that's basically just the way it goes.
That makes sense. When you said 2nd round and he started playing a little bit better, I mean, they did. It's a high, it's a high pick, so he is playing much better, and I get that. But
and they have seen him in big games, make plays, so that's always going to outweigh what you do during the preseason.
Right. For the record, we are still waiting for the Chiefs to release the list. They have not publicly. A couple of questions. Dad Vet 777,
aka Bungus. Hey, that's Bungus.
What do you think is holding Sky up from doing what we all expect? Focus, work ethic, truly has no next level. Listen, I'll repeat this. I'll bang the table again. In college, one of the best route runners, one of the best hands. I think for sure he was a good pick at number 2. Chiefs fans were clamoring for this kid. They were ecstatic after he got drafted. He got thrown in the pressure cooker in year 1, and it was tough for him. And last year he didn't have a good year.
Right.
And they're not going to give up on him. So I think he still has a lot of potential, and I think Patrick Mahomes trusts him and believes in him. And that's probably the overriding factor. Versus, Remigio, if we're talking about, either or. So I listen. You can give up on Sky Moore, or you can give up on Kadarius Toney, and that's what this boiled down to. And they gave up on Kadarius. It's a big
jump. I mean, you see guys from the MAC come in, and then they'll do it. But Sky hadn't really been playing the wide receiver position.
Remember, because Rice took his spot,
and he was converted. Once he went to Western Michigan, went to college. So everybody develops it in different speeds, and whatever they see in him and they still see in him,
something.
They're going to give him every opportunity. So this is his 4th year. This is the last year for his rookie deal. So they're gonna ride it out. They see
his 4th year.
Maybe
this is his 3rd year.
We don't see in him.
Yeah, so it's his third year three, right? But here's the thing though. Here's the thing that makes sense. Remember, Rice took his spot because remember he was a slot guy. He was a slot guy. Scott Moore was. So they tried to put him out. It didn't work for him. So that's not his primary position. You know what I'm saying? So, but you put him back in the slot, you're gonna see him develop. I believe keeping him in his spot, you're gonna see that man develop to the guy we all think he is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, now you're gonna have that because you got Rice. You got Rice gonna play in the slot. You got Juju.
Who gonna play on the outside then? Because you got Brown, right?
You got Worthy.
Worthy, I'm saying about what's Worthy gonna play, the inside or outside?
Hey, he's gonna play wherever they put him.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is who's the number one? Who's the number two? Brown's number one.
Right. We've had this conversation 100 times. I don't think you're going to say this guy's number 1, this guy's number 2, this guy's number 3.
No. I get that. No,
they will line up all over.
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying, but like primarily, who is the number 1? Who's the number 2?
Mm-hmm.
If they line up and go out formation, who's number 1? Who's number 2?
Okay, they won't. It's interchangeable. You're going to say when he's healthy, Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
Rasheed Rice.
I know Hollywood Brown. So Rasheed Rice is going to be the if you got a third receiver on the field, probably going to be Worthy or Justin Watson or Sky Moore. So they're all going to play, but the primary receivers again is going to be Rice, Hollywood, Travis Kelce.
Right.
Worthy sprinkled in there.
Yeah.
And then in a pinch, you'll have Justin playing in there. You'll have Sky playing in there.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm saying, Andy Reid offense is complex anyway. So he just depends on who they're going against. They're gonna put whoever in it. Depends on who they're going against.
Right. A lot of it is reading the defense, and that's I think where maybe some of these receivers that aren't used to like being in that sort of system.
Yeah.
It takes them a while to kind of figure it out because it's like if Patrick sees it a certain way and you don't see it that way, right. And you run the route the way it's supposed to be, run.
Right.
You may not be in the same spot where Patrick is seeing it. So
yeah, because remember, it just the chemistry between those two was off. It was a little off and whatnot. But I do like Sky Moore. But right. I believe in that position, just put that man in his position, let the man flourish.
Yeah.
But looking at receiver room, so who's in so far? I'm trying to keep up with everything. So is Hardman in correct? Yes. Hardman made the team correct.
Yes.
We have
according to reports.
According to reports, Hardman made the team. Everybody knew Scott. I think Scott Moore made the team too. Worthy, Rice.
We know Nico didn't. Obviously Juju did, so that puts into question, Justin Watson. That puts into question them going after another veteran. I mean, we talked about this earlier in the day. Robinson, was cut, and he's a guy that Matt Nagy knows very well. And I wouldn't be shocked if they brought in another.
So you think they should bring him in though? Like didn't it's Allen Robinson, right? Is
Allen Robinson? Yeah.
I think Juju would preclude that.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
Another interesting twist in this whole thing is we're talking about using Kadarius in the backfield. Sky Moore is a former running back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, in a creative way, you can maybe use him in the Jet McKinnon role. Again, you maybe don't want him taking on a lot of blocks, but if he can, and he's willing to stick his nose in there and protect the quarterback, he can be out there for third down.
He can be a real expert
and be a receiver because of his short area quickness, and he can run quick routes, like Dre was saying. Instead of from the slot, do it from the backfield.
Absolutely.
So far, it's a surprise. That wasn't the surprise cut. Was Kadarius.
No, it was not.
It was not the surprise cut. Do you? Speaking of Kadarius Toney,
what about him?
I was rooting for the kid. You know what I mean? I really am. I still am.
Butter on that biscuit, didn't you?
Even though he's not on a Chiefs uniform, do you see him making another team's roster, or do you see him sneaking on somebody's practice squad at this point? Because if you're looking at the Buffalo Bills, you know what I mean, they need more receiver help.
They probably gonna finish his album.
Yeah, somebody's gonna get.
I think the Arizona Cardinals make the most sense for him.
Somebody
right on the practice squad, he goes.
I think somebody will give him a chance.
And who's that someone? So
I'm saying Arizona.
For I'm hearing now, Brandon Rice. Hey, I better be keeping a
lookout. Why you smiling like that for, Brandon? Why you heard him smiling, bro? He's not coming.
He's got a one direct line to Jerry Rice. I mean, give me a break.
My bad. Nick, you're right, Nick. He do got ties to Jerry Rice.
It is interesting though.
There are no degrees in separation in finding that out.
a team that got rid of their top 2 receivers.
Yeah.
He gets cut from that team.
No, that wasn't the list of Dave. That was a list from with list we put together.
We're still waiting. Just so you know, the record is like 415, 430 before we get the cuts.
The Chargers get rid of Keenan Allen. They get rid of Mike Williams. So like, who are they going to play at receiver? They draft McConkey,
and he hasn't looked good.
Well, whatever. I mean, but then they drafted Rice too, and he didn't make that squad.
Mm-hmm. This is a guy I'd like to have. I'd like to have
say something.
Yeah. But Kadarius Toney, man, I'm rooting for you, kid. But
we'll
at
see.
this point, you was on a team that
what you mean you
needed help. 2 Super Bowl rings, dude. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just
he had
don't
an impact. A special team play. He had a what? Did he score in the end zone?
Yeah. Also, he's back. He's back on Twitter, FYI. So.
Okay. He's back.
He's back on Twitter.
Yeah, he's back on Twitter.
So you think he's gonna say something bad about the Chiefs since he's gone?
Well, probably come up with a new, a new song.
Yeah. Sure.
Not confirmed, but I'm hearing the baby that cornerback Keith Traylor might have made the roster. It's possible.
So Joseph gone. So Joseph has been cut, right, gentlemen?
Yeah, that surprised me.
That surprised me. That one surprised
me. And he was a
me.
yesterday cut.
According to reports.
He wasn't good in Madden.
Yeah.
So everybody that's watching is 1,000 and something of you guys in here.
Appreciate
so go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You know me. Join us on YouTube. We are 4 guys in the bar.
We need you.
If y'all agree with
you just go to YouTube
hit the subscribe button.
To subscribe, and you still want to watch on
Facebook
or wherever you're watching this, that's okay. But go over to YouTube for 5 minutes, subscribe, do us a solid, and we'll help you out too.
Guys, it's right there on the side. If y'all don't like Kadarius Toney, hit the subscribe button, man.
So speaking of going back,
it's rising. It's rising. I hear the subscribers.
Is that a new user?
Subscribers coming. My phone blowing up, guys. My phone blowing up. They coming now. They coming in, brother. God, nobody likes Kadarius Toney. It's coming. Damn, again. Damn, okay, my bad. Damn, it's coming in, guys. I'm ready.
I'm ready. But again,
coming in, man.
But again, look at some of the moves. Going back and looking at the moves that the Chiefs made. If y'all just now joining, the Chiefs traded for tight end for the Cowboys. Go ahead and break him down for us, Nick, if the people missed it.
Well, I mean, this is the backup tight end they were going to cut, and we're talking about Peyton Hendershot. And I think if you look at
Chiefs gave him a shot.
Yeah, the Chiefs giving him a shot to be that 3rd or 4th tight end, depending on when we get the final cuts and we see how many tight ends we get. But he
look
can
athletic though.
He can catch the ball in a pinch. He's a good blocker. I've heard that potentially he could be a backup long snapper. So I think it made a lot of sense. They only gave up like a 2026 conditional pick. And I think that conditional is him being on the roster next year. So that pick will probably never be materialized, and he was going to be cut. So, again, you can't hurt. It's a good move.
Yeah.
It adds another body, and basically he's taken the place of Irv Smith Jr., who is
just another body.
Isn't the blocking guy.
To hell with him.
Ceremoniously shown the door. Wow,
man! You know what's crazy, man? About
life comes at you fast. You sign as a free agent.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick kills me. Hey, Nick said just a conditional pick, just a body. Just throw him out. Somebody that can block. He ain't gonna do nothing for it. Just some block. I mean, he got the look, but just a pick. Yeah, we ain't worrying about it. I mean, he might be the GM. He might be the GM.
He is the right. He's the right.
2026. That's too far ahead for me.
He's the right fourth tight end. I mean, he is.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Speaking of it, Jim, tell us about the late night trade that the Chiefs have made that people just joined in, Coach Dre.
Well, I got a Motor City guy. You know what I'm saying? A guy that can really like get after it.
His name?
Cameron Thomas. Sorry about that. Cameron Thomas, man. I like him. Cameron Thomas is the energy guy, somebody that Spax will use very well in the rotation, man. He's a guy that's gonna keep working, he's gonna keep fighting. But remember, now you got Chris Jones, all these other dominant pass rushers, right? He's gonna flourish because he got a never-ending motor. He's got a never-ending motor. You have a legit good guy, man. I like him though. Yeah, I love him. I love him.
So do you guys feel that trade for Cam Thomas speaks to Felix in any way?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Hate to say it, hometown guy.
I don't think he made enough improvement.
Nobody been speaking on him though. Like, what did he do in training camp? I know y'all talking about, well, practice don't make nothing. We ain't talking about practice, all this other shit. What I'm saying is this: what have Felix done though, guys? He ain't nobody talking about him. Right?
No, I think this move has a lot to do with because of him and his lack of development. And I think the Chiefs are, I don't know if they can count on him. I know Tamba worked with him, but it just didn't equate. In the games and in the practice.
You caught it, Freeway.
Well, he's going to get on the field this year. Let's see what happens when the live bullets are flying. So,
right.
Well, hopefully he gets somewhere on the damn.
Now, I saw a post from Neil Farrell, the defensive tackle, and he said, "In God's hands." So I'm not sure what that means.
Whether that means cut or not cut. It might be in doubt at this point.
Yes.
According to reports.
According to reports.
One guy that Nick had on his team that he wanted to make the team, but he didn't make the team. Go on and give us a detail on this.
Yeah, guy. I liked Irv Smith Jr. I loved him out of college. I mean, I goo gaga over him and what he did at the University of Alabama, and maybe he's a practice squad guy. I just think he was, once they got Wiley, which obviously when they signed Irv Smith, they didn't know Wiley was going to be available when he was in the draft. But I think the guy can catch. I think he could be a guy that maybe they bring back if he doesn't sign elsewhere. I'd love to see him go to the practice squad because I think he likes it in Kansas City. He and his dad both support our site, so we're always grateful, for that as well. But I was a little shocked by this. Lou's been championing Noah Gray, and I just can't see them cutting him at this point. Just because he's a bulldog out there. He doesn't drop the ball. And I'm sure Patrick knows that he can count on
what the baby is saying.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what the baby does. Baby might be crying in his milk on this one, but we'll see.
He said he's drinking powdered milk on this one. He ain't drinking real milk. He ain't drinking real milk, Bo.
The baby is taking a nap. He can't work straight through. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Looks like he's all of about 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
About 3 years old. But again, man, it's I hate this type of day because these guys, these young guys, they work, they hardest to train all their life for this type of moment.
Patrick, wide receiver Broncos just cut.
Who?
Tim Patrick.
Well, he's tight end, right?
Injured the past couple of years.
Yeah, no, he's always been a
playmaker.
He is, and he is. He is a playmaker.
Sean Payton does not like him.
Sean Payton kills me, but I do like Denver though. I do like Bo Nix and what they're doing over there. I do like where they're going with it. I ain't gonna lie.
TJ Hawkinson has been put on the PUP list for the Bengals. That's good news for the Chiefs. They don't have to face him in week 2.
Wait, doesn't he play for Minnesota?
He plays for the Cincinnati. I thought he played for the Bengals. Am I wrong here?
He's
tight end. I'm sorry.
A little bit. It's okay.
I'm reading the wrong one. Yes,
it's all right, Nick.
Hawkinson.
You didn't know.
That's why the baby said, "Leave it up to him."
Ruben, you're late, Ruben.
Even though he said his bottle is fight. His bottle is fight. It doesn't matter.
2 Chiefs notes.
His
linebacker.
linebacker.
Hey, hold on. Linebacker Cam Jones and undrafted free agent Chris Roland Wallace both have made the team per Tom Pelissar, Pete Sweeney, and Matt Derrick. So we'll see.
Hey, y'all pay attention to Chiefs who, because the names he just stated would be on Chiefs who. Just gotta pay attention.
So I think Roland Wallace is kind of a reflection of Kelvin Joseph getting cut, and maybe that's why he got cut. They preferred him, younger guy, USC guy, and then Cam Jones. He's plays every special teams position on all four phases, and then he also can back up at linebacker. I mean, that's, I think, in their mind, kind of the Willie Gay type, if you would. Have we heard anything about Curtis Jacobs there, Hense?
He did not make it, from my understanding.
I didn't hear
reports.
Hold on. That's none of the bow ties famous dudes on Madden. He's gone too, huh? Check. Dang, what you gonna do?
I think he's gonna be a practice squad guy.
What you gonna do?
Austin Scott is signing with the Steelers. Ouch. I'd like to have seen him in Kansas City.
And then also, if you see what Joker did, Tony had put it on Twitter. He put on.
Here we go about the butter and biscuits. Here we
go. He put up the Joker talking about here we go. You know, the Joker meme. So, but hey, I'm here.
Here he go, or here we go. Here he go.
All this talk, he going to Arizona, so he's going to Arizona.
What I be Eric when I say he's going to a real quarterback?
He ain't going to a real quarterback. Ain't no real quarterback.
I'm just saying, man. I speak with humbly confident. I'm humbly confident.
Here comes the minion. There you go.
You know your quarterback is.
We are on brand.
Come on, young Joker. Then come on, young Joker. Then if you come on my squad, I will give you. I will let you rest. I'll let you be, man.
But again, this is a lot of, like I was saying. The guys, these young guys have fought all their life, high school. But I'm alive. Yeah, here they is. It's kind of a sad day for me, like for them, like hey, me see.
Why was it a sad day for you, man?
Because some of them ain't gonna make no team. You know what I mean? Some of them get cut. That's their final shot. Some of them don't make.
That's life in the NFL, sir. That's life.
They got to go to work like the rest of us.
Yeah, right? You get cut. Hey, you get cut is what it is.
I got more breaking news. If you're a University of Kansas fan, quarterback Jason Bean has been waived by the Colts. I thought for sure he would be the third quarterback.
What there go your speed?
But he lost out to Sam Ehlinger. This is a guy they talked about converting to a wide receiver. He's one of the fastest players in the NFL. I kind of thought he would sign with the Chiefs going to KU, but that didn't happen. Maybe he could be a squad for the Chiefs. I think he'd be terrific to add on the practice squad.
Hey, speaking of KU, though, KU got some balls coming out of college, guys. They got some balls.
Can't wait, man. They start tomorrow night.
Listen, Mizzou Thursday. Nick,
they play Thursday too.
Yeah, Mizzou play Thursday.
Yeah, Kansas plays tomorrow. Missouri.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk a little college football local on the show on Friday.
I'm with that.
We have a scouting report on Lindenwood or whoever the hell they're playing.
Yeah, it's Lindenwood. The scouting report is.
Why you say like that? No, Lindenwood.
Let's hope Mr. Daniel plays a half, puts up a bunch of points. He's healthy. And he gets ready for week 2, I think, against
because that's one of those games where the point spread's like 42.5 or something crazy.
We know what's crazy.
They've got no business being on the same field.
You know what's crazy about college football? It's like that. You be like, damn, I got to be 55-3. Like, what team is this? Who's coaching? Like, is that possible?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of making a team, it's one guy that always made our team, and that's Eric Haynes. Go in and get it to some of the sponsors, Nick.
We'll talk about my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes, with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you through the process of buying or selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, give him a call today at 816-729-3785. If you're looking for someone that you can trust, someone who's going to hold your hand through the process. It's very difficult to buy a house sometimes. You need someone who's got a lot of patience and he knows this stuff. So give Eric a call today at 816-729-3785, or you can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor, Chief.
That's correct. And another proud sponsor is my amazing wife, Emily Athan. If you are looking to get a better health insurance option for you or your family, give her a call today at 913-215-9086. Doesn't matter if you're individual, self-employed, business owner, or a part of a family. She can help you out. So just give her a call today at 913-215-9086. And if you want to talk Chiefs with her, she knows her stuff. And there's a rumor she might be making an appearance on Friday.
Nick. Rocky Love. Did I say Rocky Love Emily? My bad, Nick. Love Emily. But you know what? Also good news is Emily's gonna come and she's gonna be the background singer for Nick's live show coming
She
up.
has a really good voice. She has a really good voice.
And you are a really good guitar player. So it's time to make it happen. It's time to collide.
Breaking news.
Nick is gonna be showing up.
TJ Hansen is not on the 53 per Pete Sweeney. So Pete's getting some intel, but we still don't have the list. No fault of ours, It's just the way the Chiefs are keeping it close to the best until they finalize. I'm assuming a few other roster decisions that might include players from other teams.
Man, shout out to everybody that's viewing the show, guys. Keep it up, man. Remember I stated, guys, if you don't like Tony, subscribe to the show. Hey, and your boy will inbox you guys something special come from me and the gang, man. Let me know. If you don't like Tony, let me know. Let your fingers be heard, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it. Put some love on that Chiefs and Chiefs sign.
All right, when Tony
we may not see the official list till tomorrow. Quite honestly,
that's not true.
They've done it in the past.
Hey, you know what, guys? Real quick, the Chiefs definitely have to upgrade that sign though. For real, it's too ashy. It don't even look like we got to upgrade that sign, man. Like for real, I was like, it is ashy.
Bring him a couple cans of paint. That's all you know.
I'm with that. I'm with that.
Kind of like fire engine red.
Yeah, I'm with that. Yeah, hey,
cherry red.
Listen, if y'all want to keep the aura of the Chiefs kingdom, just upgrade the stadium, baby. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, well, there's going to be some stadium news shortly. You just wait.
Fresh coat of paint, man.
Get into some of these comments, please, Nick.
Let's get into okay, Freeway 24. Why do y'all have CEH on the roster? Did I miss something? Again, if he's healthy, me personally, I think it. Listen, they've got a huge affection for this kid, and he's gone through a lot of personal stuff. So I think they're going to support him. Yes, they will post at some point here. My guess is around 4:15, somewhere in there. Lego my ego. He's jumping around the kingdom. Dad vet driving now, but listening. And we just appreciate you all. John Harrison. I can't see him having 4 tight ends. They run 12 personnel more than any other team. So we'll see on that. Boston Scott is somebody that we all kind of talked about. Would have been a good could have been a good addition. And the 49ers did release Chris Hubbard, tight end Logan Thomas, and quarterback Rocky Yasin.
What? If I'm the Chiefs, I'm interested in Rocky Yasin.
Yeah, and John makes a good point. The Chiefs aren't worried about money in these cuts. They're eating $2.5 million to cut Tony. If they cut Moore, only $400,000 deadhead. If they cut Watson, they save 2.7 off the cap. They're not making money decisions. It's just strictly for performance, and that kind of goes in line with what if Patrick Mahomes is having a very large say when it comes to this roster, then that's how it works. Patrick Simon, I heard from some Kansas reps that it's pretty much a sealed deal. The Chiefs are moving to KCK. I have been told. Nick's one of my buddies. I have been told that the renderings are completed, and it's pretty impressive. And it will include a dome, a retractable dome.
Money talks.
And right now there are still some concerns about the financial structure in Kansas and Missouri. Now, Missouri voted not to do to put the sales the stadium tax just for the Chiefs on the ballot. They had until yesterday afternoon. Frank White, of course, is the person driving this against the Chiefs. And I think Frank White's political career is pretty much over. And probably same for the mayor. So we'll kind of see. But I think the Chiefs, Nick, probably are going to end up in KCK as well. That's what I think. The Royals will stay in Missouri somewhere and get whatever they want.
Okay.
Ruben says, chill. I'm not chilling. The sign is ashy still. I'm going to talk my noise to the end. Before the season starts, guys, we got to put some coating. Like Lou said, put some coat on that sign, man, because it's throwing me off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got all these Super Bowl wins, and the sign's ashy. Like, who wants to see the ashy sign?
Does Sam still have that 50-foot ladder?
I think he do. We need to extend it now.
He can get up. He can get up there.
To extend it. Yes, it is. And the right freeway. Man, tag team and get some paint on that damn thing, man. It's throwing me off, man. God, damn. Home Depot is right around the corner. Come on, man.
You guys are funny.
all this dang money, and you can't even see the seat in the sign.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
Let's see. I'm trying to see.
So before we go, before we let Coach Dre go, one more take. Would y'all all be agreeing for Xavier Howard to be the final 153?
Xavier Howard, yeah. I mean, there's some caveats. I mean, one, is he healthy? I'd like to maybe have a chat, and I would imagine Veach would have a chat with Chris Greer down in Miami just to see what the hell happened there, because that didn't make any sense. I mean, it was just strictly money. Why they got rid of him, and then maybe just the other GMs around the league, because he's been sitting out there for quite some time. If he's still at the top of his game, he's one of the best in the league. But something tells me that guys watching film aren't liking what they see, because you would think by now somebody would have jumped on it.
Well, he probably also wants $8 million a year. I think that's what
could be. Yeah, money could be a whole
former Patriots guy got. I'm sorry, I'm going blank.
Hey, Patrick's
back. He is the king of the kingdom.
As Dre had to be released because of all his nonsense of talking,
he's got to work.
He get kicked out. So with that said, man, hey, man, I can't wait to see this roster, man. It's gonna be
we're staying live until the roster comes out. So
there's gonna be some.
This is gonna turn into the Jerry Lewis telethon.
Well, we did have pretty strong draft coverage. So
do we have the Mango? Do you have like the full list? I mean, you'll have plenty of time.
No, we don't have it yet.
If we don't have the no, not the official one, but just kind of like all the people that have been posted or reports that they've been cut. Just our own potential list, if you will.
We've been doing so many things in the back end today, so we'll
not
see.
The guys that made the team, but so far all the ones that we know that have been cut.
Right.
Or again,
the Jets and the Bills have made a trade. Interesting.
Intra-divisional.
Defensive back kick returner Brandon Codrington to the Bills for a swap of late round picks. In 2026 seems to be a popular year. The Bengals placed Miles Murphy on IR with a schedule to return. Packers placed A.J. Dillon. Patriots placed defensive tackle Christian Barmore on reserve NFI. And the Vikings have waived safety Lewis Cine.
He was a high draft pick, too.
He was a first-round pick, if I'm not mistaken. Interesting name there.
Very much so. I think he's from UGA.
Yeah.
So going back over the roster again, if a lot of people are joining, Nico has been released.
According to reports,
Nico has been released
again.
Nico has been released, and a lot of people are being upset about him being released by the Kansas City Chiefs. But do you see him making it, through the waivers? Is he going to be a guy that he picked up by?
He would have to be placed on an active roster in order for him to be acquired at this point. Again, I think the way the Chiefs kind of stashed him in games 2 and 3, putting him out there with Ian Book as his quarterback, there wasn't a whole lot to see. I think they saw a couple of decent returns. I don't think that I think he'll be on the practice squad tomorrow. We're actually going to, if the other guys can do it, we're going to be probably going at the same time tomorrow as we get the practice squad guys information in as well. But I think he's got a pretty good chance. He has something to prove here. We know Dave Taub loves him. And I would say it's greater than 50-50 that he's on the practice squad come tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, unless he just sees their handwriting on the wall for the and he goes on somebody else's practice squad. If he looks like he's got a better shot.
Absolutely. But I don't have any, as much as we like, him and his family.
Pure speculation.
Yeah, if the speculation is correct, this is the move that the Chiefs probably felt he wasn't quite ready. They think they can get him on the practice squad. Now they can protect 4 guys on the practice squad, so that can't be taken by other teams. So I would imagine he'd probably be one of those guys. So I would definitely be looking for that to happen tomorrow.
Okay.
So again, we are waiting the Kansas City Chiefs to announce their cuts. They have yet to do so. Let's see what happened. Inside linebacker Jonas Griffin has been cut by the Denver Broncos. He's pretty good.
Well, I don't think they're going to get no more linebackers, but I know a lot of people. I know. You know, a lot of people are happy that Kadarius Toney is gone. Even the Giants.
One person's really happy.
One person really
let's
happy.
not get it right.
One person is really happy is Coach Drake, but
overly ecstatic.
Overly ecstatic. But man, it's like me and Lou said before, man. He had it all, man. He have it all, but he still haven't put it together. And sometimes you got to take a couple losses for some people to get it together. And I feel like he was on two. You got if I'm him. I'm really sitting down and looking at I was on two championship teams, Giants and the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Two championship teams. You wasn't not in two bad organization because the Giants organization is not that bad. You know what I mean? So
it was pretty bad when he was there, but yeah,
when he was there. But I'm just saying. But other than that, man, he was placed on the right roster when the team needed receivers. They needed help. Patrick Mahomes needed him, and like I said. I got a feeling Patrick Mahomes is choosing his receiving room very carefully this time around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's never lived up to the talent level and what the scouting reports coming out were. Now it's a whole different regime in New York now. So do they like him? Does he go back? It'll be I think somebody will take a shot, just kind of a roll. I mean, if they have an open spot and they just want to come in and see if they catch lightning in a bottle, just something was wrong in Kansas City, something wrong in New York. But typically, if it happens in two places, odds are pretty good it'll happen in the third as well. So but somebody will get intoxicated by the talent and say that, hey, we can get to this kid. We'll get him right. So, hopefully Kadarius takes that as, okay, somebody's really going on a limb for me now. I should probably look at myself in the mirror and say, do I want to be a great football player, or am I just good at football and I got as much as I could?
Right.
So what coach you think besides Andy Reid can get that from him? Because
Andy Reid can't. That's the other thing.
Yeah,
other coaches will look around the league and say, hell, I mean, if you were going to make a short list, you would think Andy Reid would be one of them. I could see somebody. Now, again, I don't know if they need a receiver, but somebody like a Sean McVay, maybe an O'Connell in Minnesota, McDaniel in Miami. So basically, those are the guys from that coaching tree that just they seem to have a knack of finding their types of guys and putting them in positions to succeed. But at the end of the day, it's all up to Kadarius. Does he want it? Does he want to be great? And not everybody is willing to do what it takes to be great.
Now, do you think was that Patrick Mahomes, going back to that when he lined up all sides, do you think that was Patrick Mahomes going off on the referees, or Patrick Mahomes was really mad at Kadarius?
I would say a good portion of it was Kadarius. The other parts was the ref. Like, you choose that part of the game to make, kind of a technical call. No question. He lined up offsides. That's a penalty. But, a lot of times, whether it's basketball or whatever, certain fouls just don't get called. Or if somebody takes an extra step before they dunk, they don't call traveling. Sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't. So they kind of let that go. So players get used to, hey, they're going to call this. They're not going to call this. And maybe when he put his hand up, he didn't get confirmation from the ref. He assumed he got confirmation. that he was good and he wasn't, and so just another litany and just the craziness
here's
that was the Kadarius Toney experience.
Yeah, here's the positive sign. He will never make that mistake again in Kansas City.
Right.
Good point, Nick. Or any other mistake in Kansas City.
Yeah. No, they tried to showcase him the other day and it just didn't work. And I think, listen, the kid was given every opportunity. He was handed a golden opportunity to sit here and go, I could be on a Super Bowl team. He wins 2 rings. The offseason, he did not put the work in. He did not spend enough time with Patrick Mahomes in the offseason as Patrick requires. And Patrick wants guys who are going to do everything it takes to three-peat. And he was not one of them. And I think that's why he got, I think that's why Sky Moore got the nod, because Sky Moore has been at every workout, every practice since the offseason. He's been with Patrick Mahomes the whole time. And he may be number 7 on the depth chart, but at some point they're going to need Sky Moore. And if Patrick believes in him.
And even though the talent level is much greater on the guy that's not working, you're going to go with the guy that, you can trust in the foxhole. If it comes down to it, he's got your back. He's working his ass off to get better, and eventually he's going to make those plays that we've expected him to make since he was drafted in the 2nd round.
Yeah, and you look at the receiver room when you go through 5 through 7. There's a lot of glue guys there. They're guys that know the offense, kind of know what to do. Guys you need to have at the back end of your roster in case you have injuries with the top 4 receivers. Guys that can spell receivers, and the quarterback has confidence in you. And if you look at the receiver room today versus what it was a year ago, and listen, Patrick Mahomes, to his credit, said, okay, guys, I understand the cap ramifications. I understand the money ramifications. This is what you got. This is what I got to work with. I'll do my best. But the second the Chiefs won that Super Bowl, he went to Brett Veach and he went to Andy Reid and he went to Clark Hunt and said, listen, I need a better receiver room. I got you the impossible. Now I need more weapons so I can go back to being that guy.
I hear what you're saying, Nick, but you think deep down they knew exactly what they needed?
No, I do. I'm just saying this in a way that makes Patrick Mahomes as special as he is.
He needs guys that can make plays downfield.
And now he has that.
I mean, he's only going to reach his potential, and the team's only going to reach their potential if they have those explosive playmakers.
Right.
Because you can't, that style of football can work, but eventually it's going to catch up with you because you can't go 10, 12, 15 plays every single time. You're going to need some bigger chunk plays. You're going to need somebody to break a tackle and take it the distance occasionally to, kind of keep the defense honest too, because otherwise they're just going to keep coming closer and closer to the line of scrimmage, and then it's not fun, like he said, right? He wants to throw it over the top, and
he does.
Andy Reid wants him to throw it over the top, and the entire Chiefs kingdom wants him to throw it over the top.
Yeah, they want to see that old school offense.
Speaking of throwing over the top, now this offense gonna have, they're gonna have my guy out there, the true, speedster of the NFL, faster than Tyreek Hill. Nobody can stop this kid on Madden.
Mitchell.
Xavier Worthy, man, because he was worthy of the pick. So it's gonna be a great pick, pick up for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's gonna be a nice addition to have. So let's see what happens with that.
Yeah, Xavier is in the catbird seat in terms of the rookie wide receivers. There is almost zero pressure for him to perform. He's not. Again, even though I don't think there's a classic number 1 receiver here, he's not that, and he doesn't have to be that. Whereas, in Arizona, Marvin Harrison Jr. is looking at a little bit of a savior. Malik Neighbors, hey, this guy's going to make our offense run. I mean, we're going to run it through him. Who are some of the other guys? Brian Thomas Jr. not so much in Jacksonville. I think he and Xavier probably landed in the best situations. But yeah, I think he's just chef's kiss. That was a great pick. I did like AD a little bit better.
I think Donze's got some pressure on him too in Chicago.
A little bit, but they took a little of it off with DJ Moore and now Keenan Allen being the vets. He still, I think he's going to be great. Rome had, I mean, to me, when you hear him talk about his background and growing up in Utah on a farm and just the work ethic that he has and what he was able to do in those last 2 years at Washington, I think he's got the mindset to really get that done. You don't worry about him going off the rails or turning into like a KT at any point.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think, I think Juju Smith-Schuster, he talked today to the media since his return to Kansas City, and he just started talking about the receivers, and he kind of stopped for a second and talked about Worthy, and he goes, he's just fast. I mean, he's fast. And I know Patrick loves throwing the ball to him, and he was a fan instantly of just watching him, in practice again today, and just as in awe of his speed. And, he talked about, how this wide receiver room is completely different, than it was when he was here 2 years ago. And he just wants to fit in. And again, I think Juju, nobody asked him how healthy he was or anything about the knee or the ankle. So I was a little surprised by that with the local media that someone didn't ask him. But obviously,
it seemed like they kept probing about, okay, well, what were the circumstances of him leaving initially? The circumstances of him leaving the Patriots now a few months ago.
I think he took the high road because they suck as a football team.
Yeah, they were really trying, I think, just to try to get something from him, which is their job, and I can appreciate that. And without saying, well, the Patriots offered me a 3-year deal, a lot of guaranteed money, and the Chiefs did not. So,
right. Hey, I want to answer this question from Welshman's Travels, watching in Wales. We appreciate you.
Welcome.
Please subscribe. Tough to get info here. Could LRZ be picked up by another team? This is what we believe will happen. He is, since he was an undrafted free agent and he was cut today by Kansas City, in order for him to go to another team, he would have to be placed on the 53 active roster, which means he'd have to be one of the 53 for week 1. Instead, if that doesn't happen within 24 hours of the deadline, which was at 3:00 today, Central Time, the practice squad players can be announced. And there's a good chance he will be on that practice squad, which means at any point during the season, he could be elevated to the active roster. It's my understanding that's what the Chiefs would like to do with him. It's my understanding he'd like to stay in Kansas City. So if that's the case, that's the most likely scenario. I just don't see another team putting him on the 53 at this point.
So what y'all think, since the receiver room coming together, what y'all thinking about year 2 of Rashee Rice? He was going through off the field stuff, and a lot of people are saying, it's going to get suspended, but it don't look that way so far. What's your take on that?
When he plays, and we have no reason to believe that he's not playing week 1. I mean, you would, again, I keep saying this. I mean, you would have thought the NFL would have made a move at this point, but they haven't. So, okay. So he's going to play. He was obviously an ascending player, no doubt, and I want to say in his rookie class, outside of just like the outlier of Puka Nacua, Rashee, I think, may have the best future of all of them.
Right.
Meaning JSN in Seattle, Zay Flowers in Baltimore. Right. I mean, those were the top 2 guys. There may have been some others, but no one really stood out.
No,
except for Puka. Now he went in the 5th round, and you think he's going to continue to get better. But I think just what I saw from Rashee, he's got the potential to be a top 10 receiver in the NFL. I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I think that I will praise the kid for his post-stupidity effort in the highway incident that caused the crash.
That.
But I think twofold here. One, he's cleaned up his act. He's gotten rid of his entourage. He got the message from Patrick Mahomes, and Hollywood Brown took him under his wing from day one when Hollywood arrived. He goes, I'm going to help this kid. And Travis Kelce and Coach Reed and the organization supported him. And so he's on the right track, and he has been outstanding at training camp. He's in shape. He looks like he understands this offense so much better. And now he's got another veteran in Juju Smith-Schuster to lean on. because he's kind of taken Juju's spot in Juju's role, which is a good thing. And I think, for the people who are saying, and there's been a lot of criticism, about why he hasn't been suspended. There's been no court proceedings. It's my understanding the criminal case may not be heard till 2025. Now, the civil suit is going to be heard, I think, in November. So at that point, the NFL could determine if there's any kind of suspension. But what I was told today, because it was not domestic violence and it was not anything other than just stupidity, that his suspension is likely more 4 games than 6 or 8. So if that happens, then I think that's kind of where we are with him. But for year 2, he's the guy next to Kelsey at the moment that Patrick Mahomes is going to count on, because Worthy, obviously he's still young. He's a rookie. Hollywood Brown hasn't played a preseason game or a regular season snap and is doubtful. Even though he was a watcher in practice the last couple of days, he probably won't play the home opener, maybe the Bengals game, but more likely against the Falcons in week 3, which would be a good place for him to have a coming out party in a Chiefs uniform. So Rashee Rice, I think, I agree with you, Lou. He could be top 10, top 12 receiver in the National Football League and carve out a really great career in Kansas City. And I expect him to – he may not duplicate the numbers that he did last year, only because there's so many other good receivers. And now you're adding Wiley into the mix at another tight end that can catch the ball. So, but he's not going to let Patrick Mahomes down, and he's not going to let this organization down. I think he's learned his lesson.
Speaking of red-headed Englishmen, joining us live from London, your Casey Mango. How you doing, Mango? Why was I the only one clapping?
Sorry, I was checking my email.
Who else has their own graphic?
We've been chatting since 9:00 this morning.
Has their own graphic. That is lovely.
I love it.
All the way for the satellite.
I still don't have my own theme music, but that's all right.
But how you doing, Mango?
Very well, thank you. How are you guys?
How you feeling after the Nico? You was banging the drum.
Waiting this damn list.
Don't hurt the man. Let him just decipher it in.
I don't answer the question. You make Nico's not making the team. But you got Juju back. You're a big Juju fan. But Nico. Hey, we still love you. You're still a part of the kingdom. You're still a part of our hearts. You're still a part of the show. So what you got to say about that, Mango?
I have no comment. This is a disastrous decision from this.
This is going to be a tearjerker now.
I know somewhere at one Arrowhead Drive, Dave Turb is pissed right now.
Yeah,
he could very well be. And like you see, he may be back on the practice squad. And as the weeks go by,
he'll be back in the practice. He'll be back in the practice squad tomorrow.
He gets elevated. So I mean, it's not over yet. I mean, obviously, he's go through the waiver claim process. I think Nick's point is correct. He really didn't show enough for another team to say we got to have this guy because he's going to take up a roster spot, sight unseen, sort of. So yeah, he'll be on the practice squad, and then he'll get elevated some point during the year. Yeah. John had made a point earlier, and I just wanted to hit this. And he had talked about international players when regarding to LRZ. Now, yes, he's an international player, but he's not from the international pathway, which that was the protected the offensive lineman Godric. So he would be the exempt roster spot for the time being. Now, he may not make it. I don't think they can transfer that to.
They can't, because it was a special program. It was a different program.
So I think, John, you're on the right track as far as how that works, but he wasn't part of that deal. So
correct. This was a separate thing done for specifically rugby players to convert them into NFL athletes, I guess, with a chance to make NFL teams. And the Chiefs and the scouts went over there, and he had a couple of decisions to make, and he signed with Kansas City. But I expect him also to be back on the practice squad.
Right. So it's I got a message from the guy himself, the new guy he's put out on Twitter, the tight end, Mr. Shot. I call him Mr. Shot. The only one shot that he needed was with Patrick Mahomes, because he was down there with Brett, Prescott, sleeping in Prescott down there sleeping in a sleep number bed, can't play quarterback. Now he's up here with a good quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. Now, he said, hey, shout out to the kingdom. Thank you for walking on, man. He's ready to put on the red. He's ready to be a part of a championship team. Hey, I'm happy for the kid. And it's kind of looking like when the roster comes down, it looked like it's going to be Noah Gray, the odd man out. From what I'm
throwing the haymakers out.
From what I'm hearing. So, Noah Gray, he's been here how long? 4 years, 5 years, maybe?
I think it's his fourth year. Is that right, Blue?
Third or fourth.
Let me see.
Third or fourth. I think it's fourth year. So if Noah Gray is actually gone,
I don't think he was on. I don't think he was on the Patrick's first Super Bowl team. But I think he was a rookie the year Cincinnati. They lost to Cincinnati.
2021 draft pick, round 5, pick 162. So this is his fourth year.
Will be his fourth season. Yeah.
Yeah.
They said chin up, Mango, chin up, head raised into the sky.
Yeah, this is a new. There hasn't. I'm trying to scroll through, see if any other cuts.
I'm not challenging your source, Hense, but I would be completely shocked if they were just outright release Noah.
They probably trade him. They probably trade him. I don't know, but they're not going to carry four tight ends. Maybe I'm wrong. But in the past they did. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will. So we will see, guys. Hey, this roster so far, I know a lot of.
I guess if you counted Jody as a tight end, they had Blake Bell, Noah, and Travis until Jody got hurt. Then I don't know. I don't remember that they brought another tight end up. But
Jody got cut by Miami too, right?
He did. Yep. That's another one where he like the worst luck in the world, injury wise, because it always looked like he was on the cusp of really, being a really good player. Because I think he was a wide receiver. I'm trying to think of is it Alcorn State? I'm not sure. But anyway, and then they convert him to tight end. They move him back to receiver. They're moving him around all over the place. Obviously, he was just a big wide receiver playing tight end. But yeah, I've really always thought that he would, his game was going to elevate, but then he just kept getting hurt.
So looking at speaking of somebody getting hurt, Hollywood Brown is, it looked like he's going to be ready for week 1. It's looking like he's probably going to be ready for week 1, but
that'd be remarkable.
Patrick Mahomes going to have all new weapons around him. That's starting new weapons around him that he had the previous years. So rating these guys, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Rasheed Rice, Juju Smith-Schuster. We think he got a better shot at going through this three-peat that he had before to get into the Super Bowl, or you think this mistakes is going to be fixed by this receiver room, or you think the receiver room needs another veteran in there?
This is what's going to happen. Sky Moore injured. Week 8.
We're not calling injuries, Mango. Don't call an injury.
Elevated from the practice squad. Nico Remigio. Return touchdown.
Who was the troll that came in yesterday and that was calling for injuries? Some guy came out of the blue and just started predicting injuries.
Sorry, he's subscribed, so I'm good with it.
But I think to your question, Hense, I think the receiving group obviously is much better than it was last season. I think he's going to be able, when I say 15, Patrick is going to be able to, I think, do what he wants to do on a regular basis from a trust perspective, from an ability standpoint, from a speed perspective. Now, it may take a few weeks to kind of, incorporate Hollywood and Worthy in there. So I think early on you might see a lot of Rasheed, a lot of Kelsey. You're going to see a lot of Kelsey no matter what.
Yeah.
But you're going to see them probably, the bulk of the workload, and then, throw Sky in there on a few things. But certainly those other guys are going to make plays. But as the season goes on, as you saw with Rasheed last year, these guys are going to come along. They're all going to get used to kind of playing with one another and how to use the entire field when they're all out there together. And as the season goes on, it's going to get better as we go.
Right. And I can't wait to see it, man. Hey, like I was told, he choosing his receivers. So y'all want to get mad at somebody, get mad at Pat. He said, hey,
no one's going to be mad at Pat.
I'm making these fighting decisions. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to make sure I get the guys that I want.
Just add to his title, partner of Clark Hunt at the end of his name.
Yes.
But I'm rooting for this kid, man. Sky Moore, man. I want to see more, and I want to see more of Sky Moore. I know a lot of people was upset with him about the kickoff returns, but he never returned a kick in his life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah, you got to get that kid. You got to give him a pass on that one. But other than that, I feel like
punts is a whole different ball game.
Right.
Yeah,
being a punt returner is a whole different ball game. Being a kickoff return guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Nico made the team.
He could still muff it. He could still muff it. Over under.
McCall isn't exactly brimming with confidence back there on punts either. I mean, it just that's the scariest thing about McCall is that you have no idea from punt to punt what's going to happen. Sometimes he'll let it roll when he should have caught it, or he catches it when he should have let it roll. I mean, it's still there's some indecision. So let's see how that all works out. But Godspeed, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
News from the baby. 2 bits of news from the baby.
Oh yeah, wake him up, wake him up, put him back to work.
We're safe in one aspect because Marquez Valdez-Scantling is on the Bills' 53-man roster somehow.
Good.
So he did, because people were throwing shade out there like he got cut.
Because he had an injury, a shoulder neck injury.
Good for him.
Good for him.
What's the other news?
The baby's saying that we've not got the roster yet because Dave Turby is burning down one Arrowhead Drive in protest of Nico not making it.
Wait a second, hold on.
Did
the baby say this in an English accent?
It's young Skillet. Young Skillet.
I gotta believe maybe there was a little ventriloquism going on here.
I can neither confirm.
Oh yes, sir.
We'll send the drones.
Yeah. I can't believe they're not there right now. Why aren't we getting like a live shot?
I don't know. This is unusual for the Chiefs to be this long and not releasing their.
Nick, I don't know. In my experience, it seems like they've always. It's like hours later.
Yeah, usually a half hour to an hour, but not this long.
Yeah.
Like I said, they must be wheeling and dealing. So even though they had to turn them in. They had to turn the roster in by 3:00. They don't have to release it.
They don't have to make the announcement, and nor does the league have to announce it either.
No, so. I've checked everywhere, and so far the only team that's put their cuts out is the team nobody cares about. And
so there you go, Hense. Reach out to your source. Let's go.
So Nico, man, we rooting for you. If you don't get picked up by the practice squad, whatever team you go to, just know this. That we here at the Four Guys in the Bar, the Chiefs Blitz, has always been rooting for you. We always going to stick behind you. It doesn't matter where you go. It's what team give you that opportunity. Even though your opportunity didn't come with the Kansas City Chiefs that we wanted to, but hey, it's other teams out there.
Not the Bills or the Bengals.
Yes. Okay, so let me recap. According to NFL.com, these are the players that the Chiefs have officially cut so far. Quarterback Ian Book, wide receivers Phillip Brooks, Jaron Hayka, Kyle Sheets, and Kadarius Toney. Tight end Gregorio Spivey. Guards Griffin McDonald, McCade Mature. guard Nick Torres, defensive end Owen Carney, defensive tackle Alex Gubner, cornerbacks Miles Battle and Iko Boydoi and Kelvin Joseph, and long snapper Randon Plattner from the K-State product. So those are official so far.
So how many more they got to get down to get to 53?
According to reports, there's probably about 12 others, right? It seems like.
So that's 15. So that means they're at 75 on this list.
Yeah.
And they have 22 more to go. So if we I don't know if we have a list from what we've been hearing today. Let's see. Let me do this. Hold on. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I know another place I can look. Hold on. Dun, dun,
but
dun,
yeah,
dun, 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 dun.
But the 53-man roster, it's
right, here we go.
Talk about today. So please hit that.
Somebody do the math. Somebody do the math tally for me. Okay, ready?
Go.
Cornell Powell. These are ones that we've heard.
Okay.
Let's see. CJ Hansen. Irv Smith.
72.
Let's see. Let's see.
Well, Nico.
Hold on.
All right.
Yes, Nico.
Reportedly,
According
Nico.
to reports. According to reports.
We have not heard Nico. Cornell Powell. We've heard Cornell Powell too.
All right, so that's 70.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make sure I didn't miss anybody in the offense. Now there are guys that we haven't heard about yet, like Baylor Cup and Monty Bailey. But I mean, there's definitely some other guys out there. Let's see. Defensively,
Prince. What about Prince?
Running back. Sorry. Yes, Prince.
Yeah.
He's already off the depth chart.
There's 69.
69. Mike Pennell, maybe. I don't know that to be fact.
Speculation.
Curtis Jacobs, I've been told. Swaze Bozeman.
A lot of Chief Who's.
It looks like
that pool's getting much.
Yeah, that's all I think we can now. Menahue and BJ Thompson, so you can count them, are both going on the reserve list. So that's two more. So what does that put our number at?
67.
Okay, so that means there's 14 left. So we can assume someone do new math. Montreal, Washington, that would probably be one. Let's see.
Well, all the receivers except for like basically the 7.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody else on the roster receiver wise is already gone. So Baylor Cup, Amani Bailey, Keontae Ingram, probably Lovett, Fabian Lovett, unless they dump Mike Pennell. Keith Traylor.
These names we haven't seen thrown around, right?
Tyree Gillespie. It looks like Truman Jones has made the team. Is that what I saw earlier?
Mm-hmm.
So how many is that, Lou?
63.
So what am I missing here? Oh, there's 3 guys that went. Huh?
It said the Bills will sign Nico. There, you know what I mean. So Nico Remio probably gonna be a Bill pretty soon, guys.
Why? Who's saying that?
Nah, somebody said Tom Hood said that. I was just trying to keep the
other. Tom Hood is on it. We really haven't seen too many of the defensive backs outside of Kelvin Joseph.
Yeah, let me look at that.
Iko Boydo.
Yeah, according to the updated site, Connor, Nick Jones, Kamal Hudden, Nazi Johnson, and Jalen Watson. Let's see. Trent McDuffie, Williams, and Keith Traylor. Safeties, you got Justin Reed, Jaden Hicks. We know Chris Rowland Wallace has made it. We know Brian Cook has made it. We know probably Deion Bush has made it. So we don't know about DJ Miller or Tyree Gillespie.
Well, if all those other guys made the safety position, those last two aren't going to make it.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. So Miller's out and Gillespie's out. Yeah, I mean they've got.
You would think if Taylor makes it as a corner, who's got to go? I mean, somebody would have to go, right? Is Nick Jones? Did we see him as a cut?
I don't have him as a cut. I had him a cut initially.
No, I'm saying just as a reporter.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I mean we can speculate, but I guess my point is with the DBs, I think they're pretty solid with the guys that we expected to make the team will make the team. The only one that was a little bit of a surprise was Roland Wallace. So maybe he beat out a Nick Jones or Kamal Haddon.
Yeah. Let's see.
So what y'all think about Kingsley so far? Y'all seen this preseason? You know,
I'm guessing he's on the team. He is on the team.
He's on the team. The new starting left tackle. A lot of people said that they need to sign a veteran. They don't need to go. But the kid came out there and proved that nobody is getting to Patrick Mahomes like somebody said before when they got signed. Orlando Brown. But again, we got Kingsley out here. We got a lot of these young guys. It's going to be enough, enough firepower for Patrick Mahomes to spread his ball around now.
Yeah, I think if they brought in a veteran tackle, it would be to be like a backup, right? I mean, if they're not, as we were looking at it, it seemed like all the backups were rookies, except for Wanye, and he's a second-year guy. So there's not a lot of experience outside of the top five. So if that was a move they were going to make, I would think it would be somebody that's pretty versatile, could play multiple positions, and just to have some experience and somebody they could trust going in and, in a pinch if somebody was hurt. But no, Kingsley's going to be the starter.
But one guy I banged the drum for to make the team. A lot of people on this show, they was beat me in the back of the head. They said, "Why? Why do you want to keep this guy?" But again, if you play Madden like me, you must have speed. You must have the NASCAR package out there.
So if he doesn't make the 53, does Madden cut him too?
Nah, they update.
Yeah, how does that work?
Yeah, they update the roster. Like yesterday, Juju was already on the roster yesterday. They updated it that quick. Right. So Nico Hardman, I feel like I wanted him on this team because veteran. He's a part of the culture. You can't let go. You can't let go Nicole Hardman. Well, why are you gonna let him go? Hey, we won the Super Bowl without him catching that 52 pass. A lot of people ain't looking at that. A lot of people ain't looking at that.
They ran the same play with KT and Sky Moore against Philadelphia. So I think somebody could have got that done. And that was more of a play design thing. All due respect to McCall. Thank God he was there to do it. But the long one. I thought the long pass, kind of the over route that he ran all the way across the field. That was to me was a much bigger play than the 4-yard catch on the.
That's what I was talking about.
The corn dog thing.
Yeah, that's the play I was talking about. Like he got open, he stretched the field. So if you got him, you got Xavier Worthy, you got Hollywood Brown. That speed out there is going to be terrorizing defenses, man. And Juju and Rasheed Rice playing up under, Sky Moore playing in the backfield is more of a gadget guy, more of a runner back. You got Isaiah Pacheco, and you forgot Mr. Zero. I hope he put on that number 0. It's Mr. Steels, aka the Thor Hammer, out there that came all the way from undrafted. Reason why I said I want this man to wear 0 is because, he went undrafted. He went undrafted. He wears number 0. He don't have a pick for him to get picked up. So, hey, I'm happy for him.
That's a huge statement wearing that 0. That's a big statement.
It is a big statement, but Why not? Why not wear it? You know what I mean? Why not? Why you say it's a big statement?
I'm all for it. Somebody should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Thor. Come on, man. Steele. Carson Steele.
Carson Steele wearing the number 0. Hey, I sent it to him. I hope he puts that 0 to your. But in Chiefs history, whoever wore the number 0?
I don't think anybody did.
Well, it hasn't been legal for. I mean, I think they just added it in. They had the double zeros back in the day. You had Jim Otto from the Raiders, Ken Burrow, the receiver for the Houston Oilers. Those are the only two that come to mind. I think they just added the single 0 in when they did the single digits, where they were letting the receivers and just about anybody who wants to wear a single digit. There it is. Look at that. Send that to him. He won't be able to resist. Now, what it costs, does he have to pay for that? Does he have to change the number? Like the NFL shop, he's going to have to buy out all the 42s.
I don't think they've been printed yet. The Chiefs don't send that order in until the
Carson Steele jerseys out there. You think there's not that many out there yet?
That would be that would be a top seller.
They
may not challenge Harrison Butker, but it'd be pretty. You might get a third.
Another angle on the Juju signing.
Yes.
I mean, and this for his brand too. He can get close to Swifty. He can get close to Taylor Swift all season, and just about every game he's going to have access. They're going to do dances together, TikToks. This is going to be amazing for his brand. Mango, what do you think of that?
He's
Juju. Are you hooked up?
Oh no! He said, "Is Juju going to make
Mango
him dancing for the?"
Are you there? So So now you get the Juju Taylor Swift combo. That is going to do massive things for his brand. A dance. Forget about the swag surf now. Maybe he comes up with his own dance to give to Taylor to do.
Yeah.
Come on now. Let's go. Make it happen.
Make it happen. But hey, as we look for this roster, the roster hasn't been out released. We'll keep you guys updated. Like I stated, Spick.
We're in hour number 6, waiting for the Chiefs to release this 53-man roster. Maybe we can talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll bring it up tomorrow because
when it's officially official.
Nick,
did you mute yourself?
Yeah, he didn't fell asleep.
I believe you did mute yourself. Can you hear us?
Probably.
There we go. I'm good now.
You there, Nick?
Yes, we'll be back tomorrow, 3:00 Central Time, to break things down.
Will we be here for our regular show at noon?
No, we're going to do 3:00 because Hense has got access to some potential interviews with some players, so we're going to push back.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and I kind of like the 3:00. We had a lot of we're up to 1,279 clicks. We appreciate that a great deal. Maybe the 3:00 hour is the magic hour. So we'll see.
So
it would certainly break up my day a little bit better.
Yeah,
I'll vote yes.
It's easier for me as well. So
we're gonna end the show, and then the roster's gonna come out, isn't it?
Well, we can hang. I mean, if you guys want to hang, then we can hang. But I don't know. I texted 2 people, and they're both like, they asked me if I had the list. I'm like, no, not yet. So this is unusual. Let me check.
We've just got word from Mark Remy here.
That's Nico's dad.
That is Nico's dad. And
well, he was waiting to hear from Nico because Nico was going to get in touch with him as soon as Nico knows. Mark's still not heard anything.
I think we need to go into the coffers of 4 Guys in a Bar, the treasury, and get Mango a mic. What do you think?
Yeah.
It would sound much better.
We're gonna hook them up. Don't worry.
You got one on the way. So let's get right into these sponsors before we close out.
All right. First up, we're gonna talk about my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group.
So handsome.
If you are gonna looking for someone to help you buy or sell a house, he's your man. You can reach him at 816-729-3939. 3785, or you can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com, and he'll take great care of you.
Proud sponsor.
There we go.
Chief. Ooh.
Another proud sponsor is my wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking to get a custom health insurance quote, she is your person. Whether you're an individual, self-employed, a business owner, or part of a family, she can help you navigate you through the health insurance waters. It's an election year. If you have an ACA plan, if you have a private plan, even if you have a company plan that's expiring, she can go through all the options. So give her a call today at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Mickey loves Emily.
I do.
So with that said, I hope to Carson Steele that you do put on that number 0.
Put that 0 on.
Put that 0 on. Hey, if I ain't go undrafted, if I went undrafted, I ain't got drafted in the round. So I am 0. I am the guy that's wearing the 0 to get picked. I am
Nick,
the guy.
And maybe one other person here will get this reference. But if you remember back in the day, the Paper Lion.
The paper line.
He wrote the book about the Detroit Lions, and he went in. He like played preseason football as a quarterback. George Plimpton, I believe, was his name. He was the author of it, and he wore 0 in a real NFL preseason game. And so for those nostalgia buffs, all 2 of you out there, Paper Lion.
That was a great movie, and Alan Alda played him in the movie version.
He did.
And Alan Alda, to this day, still remains one of my favorite actors, of course, from MASH and a whole bunch of other things.
So put that poll out there, Mango. If you a Chiefs fan, are you buying this jersey if it's a number 0?
Oh, God, absolutely. I'm not even a jersey guy, and I will buy that one.
I'll buy that one too.
It says Steel on the back. It says Steel on the back with a 0. Come on.
With the 0. So
holy crap.
So
does it come? But will it come with the hair? If it came with the hair, Nick, you got
that would be pretty cool. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
It come with the hair with it. Hey, Carson Steele, man, we rooting for you, man. Hey, I can't wait to see what these guys think. They got it. Somebody call them the milky, milk chocolate.
Yeah,
Gary.
I know why the Ross is not out, guys.
White chocolate? Is that what you're getting at?
Yes.
Why is it not out?
I've clocked it. We're waiting to add wide receiver Brandon Ayuk to the roster.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, wow.
That would be an amazing twist.
That would shake things up. That would tell me that Sky Moore would probably be traded along with a.
Let's do it.
With a draft pick.
Let's do it.
I don't know. Brandon Ayuk is not worth $30 million. I'm sorry.
I think San Francisco. I mean, in all seriousness, San Francisco kind of wants a receiver in return. So I don't know that anybody of value would be either Rasheed or Xavier. Maybe
now,
Hollywood.
Justin Watson would be Justin would be a good fit for them.
They wouldn't. No, not for Ayuk. No, that's
not straight up.
They took Ricky Pearsall is Justin Watson, I think.
Yeah, I like Ricky Pearsall.
But injured.
Scott Moore said, keep his name out of your mouth. He's coming to play ball this season. He said, I'm going to arm up to what I've been chosen for the second round. A lot of people did believe in him. And so did, including me. I wanted George Pickens, you know what I mean? But hey, the Chiefs chose Scott Moore. And I said, hey,
we didn't get George Pickens.
If Scott Moore can show and prove that he can do it, hey, I'm with the kid, man. I'm root behind you, man. Go ahead. Prove us all wrong. You know what I mean? Prove everybody wrong. Because, hey, this guy, hey, he been to every practice, though. Mm-hmm. And every practice he
is. Again, for the people that have been, according to Rutgers football fans, CJ Hansen has made the roster. So we're gonna stay on for 9 more minutes till the top of the hour at 5 o'clock because we all have things we have to do. We'll update everything on the ChiefsBlitz.com website. All the moves have been up there all day long. So we'll give the Chiefs 9 minutes to bail us out here, and then we'll be back Wednesday at 3 o'clock Central Time.
We have done an amazing job of stretching, if I do say so.
I think so too. This has been a lot of fun. This is like
anybody out there say different. I did want to put this out. I think I wanted to do it last show, but I really wanted to get some feedback on this. And Mango, maybe you put this out there as well. But for you guys listening in, what would you like to see more of from us or less of from us? What do you want the show to be? What would make it worthwhile for you to say, that's exactly what I want to know about it? So whatever it happens to be, give us your feedback.
Give it to us.
Why is the answer more British in future?
There you go. I think that's always the answer, Mango. I don't think you're wrong there.
The show should be your personality and the personality of people.
I think we have a lot of personality between the five of us.
You think should we do a British version of the show? Would that be a thing?
Well, let's do it.
There actually is a group that does it right now. So yes.
Well, let's kill some time. Oasis got back together today after 15 years.
Wow.
Who
did? Oasis.
Wonderwall.
Oh, really? Do I know that? Do I know them? Give me the signature hit.
Wonderwall.
Gotcha.
Come a few bars, Casey Mango. You have your guitar. You have your guitar or anything handy?
Not on me. We're renovating at the minute. Sorry.
Let's see.
So that's good news.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the Verve?
The Verve.
Do you still hear about them?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
They had a huge hit.
Just the one.
And evidently there was a very small snippet from the hit that supposedly a court decided was actually from the Rolling Stones.
Right.
And Keith Richards was like up in arms. I mean, he like wanted to kill these guys and basically said, if they're so good, why don't they come up with their own stuff? And they were never to be heard from again.
Interesting.
Not even the Bears have released their roster.
The Verve. There you go.
But we already know who made the roster, guys. It's already there. So we got the Chiefs
spots are probably aren't going to make a huge deal.
Yeah,
right
at this point. But
yeah, I think Noah Gray, Justin Watson would be the two biggest surprises for me.
Yes, absolutely.
Ross is gone. You know what I mean? You have Kadarius Toney is out the building, guys, and you have Scott Moore making the team. You have Irv Smith, he's out the building. So a lot of the game has been played, the roster been written, and now we just waiting on to see who's going to back up the guys. You know what I mean? So
right.
With that said, guys, I had to go. So I'm sorry.
That ends the show. Check out ChiefsBlitz.com. We'll have an update, and I'll have an article posted on the final cuts. Yes, Ken Sinclair, Irv Smith Jr. was cut. There was to my knowledge, no attempt to trade him. So,
well, they didn't trade for him. He signed as a free agent. So
right. Well, technically, they held the rights to trade for him if they wanted to, but they released
a lot of people out there saying, "Chiefs, we want answers. Why you ain't released a 53-man roster?" It's because what I'm hearing is one man that's going to be added. And he wears the number 25, and he's he's played for the Miami Dolphins. If you know who I'm talking about, it is a guy here. He's going to be
Put him in a Chiefs uniform. Let's go. All right, guys. We appreciate y'all very much. We'll be back tomorrow, 3:00 Central Time, and we'll discuss the roster. We'll decipher it on ChiefsBlitz.com. We'll have an article come up as soon as it breaks. And then we'll also get the practice squad tomorrow as well. And let's hope for Mango's sake and his blood pressure that Nico Remigio is one of the, 16 guys or 18 guys?
16, yes, sir.
16 guys.
COVID rules.
Don't be shocked if Jason Bean, the former quarterback from the University of Kansas, is on that list as well.
Nick's personal wish.
That's my personal wish. I think they turn him into a wide receiver, put him as a third string quarterback. Just have him be that quarterback in camp.
Before we close, did Jamal Hyden made the team? Number 17.
Ooh. It is my understanding it is doubtful. He's probably going to be practice squad.
Oh, okay. So he didn't get cut yet, correct?
I thought I saw it somewhere, but that was hours ago. And honestly,
a lot of reports.
Yeah. Oh, there's been a lot of reports. Jaden Hicks is making the team. Sorry, I was talking about Curtis Jacobs. Sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the cornerback from Tennessee.
Kamal Haddon.
No, he's in. Haddon. Kamal's probably between him and Nick Jones would be my guess.
Okay. So he's still
no reports that he had made it. Or
I have not heard it. I have not seen his name anywhere.
Najee Johnson made it. Najee Johnson made the team then, right?
Chiefs.com. Wait on those fellows to get things rolling and get it out there, I suppose.
So with that said, guys, we'll be back.
Back tomorrow at 3 Central.
3 Central time. All right, guys. Central. Appreciate you. Peace out.
Yes.
Great show, everybody.